he had
Some of them
with
look
his
hot
buddies
too.
from home, different school. Actually, they're
The lift
scattered. They
kits
all
and
come.
everything.
And then he came down Sunday to the lake with us, and he's getting there.
Evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out. We got Board of Commissioners meeting, September 2nd, 2025. The time is now 5:03 p.m.
Am I on now? Okay, I'll start over. Welcome, everyone, to our Board of Commissioners meeting, September 2nd, 2025. Time is now 5:03 p.m. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Floyd,
Here.
Commissioner Burdette,
Here.
Chairman Ron,
Here.
Commissioner Deloach,
Here.
Commissioner Helmy,
Here.
Commissioner Kiefer.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, you have a full board.
Thank you, ma'am. Commissioner Burdett's going to lead us in our invocation.
You will rise, please. Heavenly Father, we come to you today with open hearts and open minds, Lord. I pray that if there's anyone ill or they have family members that are ill or need your help, Lord, I pray you be with them and be with their health. I pray you be with their county and all of our leaders, both state and local, to make good, sound judgment and decisions that will help our constituents, help our people, Father, and help this county move forward in a good and positive way. Lord, we thank you for your many blessings, and we pray this all in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. Moving on to item number 5, agenda approval. Consideration of a resolution to approve the agenda. Is there any changes, Madam Clerk?
None that I'm aware of, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Item number 7, public comments. Comments shall pertain to agenda items only. Should you wish to make remarks, clearly state your full name into the microphone before commencing to speak. Item number 8, correspondence. The agenda packet for this meeting is posted on the county's website. Any additional documentation presented at the meeting shall be submitted to the clerk for receipt, recording, and distribution to the board. Item number 9 is our consent agenda. This section shall include all routine items from which there will be no discussion. Should a need arise for debate, the item can be moved to the appropriate area of the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, if you would pause and go back to item number 6, approval of the minutes, please, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped past right then. Very good. Item number 6, approval of minutes. Consideration to approve the August 14th, 2025 work session minutes and the August 19th, 2025 regular meeting minutes.
Make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. All right, moving back to consent agenda. Item number 1 in consent, consideration to approve and publish the opioid antagonist administration, location, and training policy. Item 2, consideration to ratify and affirm the execution of a fixed-rate natural gas supply agreement with Gas South LLC for countywide natural gas services. Item 3, consideration to ratify and affirm a real estate agreement with White Bluff Holdings LLC for the purchase of land for the Blue Jay Road Water Tower site.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Item number 10, unfinished business. Staff recommends approval for an application by Neil McKenzie for a preliminary plat located on Sand Hill Road for Hindley Tract subdivision, zone PDR, map number 298, parcel number 9 in the 1st District. This was postponed from our July 15, 2025 meeting. You have to speak loud. Yeah, go ahead. I think we can hear you.
Okay, at the January 7, 2025 Board of Commissioners meeting, the board approved the rezoning, for map and parcel 298-9 to AR1 and PDR. The total site acres is 247.20 acres. The total number of proposed lots for this development is contingent upon the county providing water and sewer. The plat consists of 429 lots. 210 lots will be cottage lots, which is 49%. 219 lots will be traditional lots at 51%. All wetlands are shown on the map. Jurisdictional determination with the Army Corps of Engineers is in progress. The plat is showing a 100-foot undisturbed buffer along Sand Hill Road and a 50-foot undisturbed buffer surrounding the entire property. The required open space for the PDR zoning district is 20%. The development will provide 52.4% of open space, which includes 67.5 acres of amenity and grass area, 19.06 acres of buffers, 12.25 acres of pond area, and 30.77 acres of wetland area. All covered bus stops have been provided on the plat. The anticipated construction start date is early 2026, with site development and home construction beginning late 2026 to early 2027. GIS will review the proposed subdivision name once provided by the applicant. Each lot will provide 3 total parking spaces. The building setbacks comply with the R5 zoning district, which are front 20 feet, rear 25 feet, side 7.5 feet for traditional lots, and 5 feet for the cottage lots. The preliminary plat meets all the ordinance requirements, including the stipulations from the rezoning, which a preliminary plat shall be approved by the Board of Commissioners. A site development plan shall comply with all local stormwater manuals and Chapter 34 of flood protection. The site development plans shall adhere to the Effingham County ordinance for buffers. No lots shall back up to Sand Hill Road. The total percentage of cottage lots will not exceed 50%. The minimum square footage for the home shall be 1,500 square feet. The site development plan shall include covered bus stops. Staff recommends approval of the preliminary plat for Hindley Tract subdivision.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Any discussion from commissioners?
Yes. Where are we at as far as the water and sewer agreement? I know there was going to be some added text to that PD. Can we talk about that a little bit? Whoever.
I'll let, go ahead.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Commissioner Floyd. Josh Allen representing the applicant here. That is currently in the works, and part of the reason for my being here tonight was to have a conversation on where we are with the private systems, which are shown on the plat that's in front of you, versus the public systems. When we were here for the approval in January, it was pretty clear from this commission that there might be public utilities that would be in this area. We are currently exploring that option, and so the intent from tonight's hearing, we were going back and forth as to whether this should be continued or whether it should be withdrawn. We do want to receive feedback here, but the request at tonight's hearing would be to withdraw this plat. We are continuing to work with the county and with staff so that we can come back, hopefully on November 4th, with a development agreement, with a PD text amendment, and with a site plan that shows the public utilities being provided. We will also come back with this same site plan, and we do thank staff for the recommendation of approval, and that will show the private system so that at that meeting, you will have both options in front of you. Here's the public plan, here's the private plan, and we'll have everything on the table to have that conversation at that point, because we do think it is important to have the discussion about the public systems that might be available to serve this site. And so, you know, we are open to have feedback. We wanted to be here today to have a dialogue and correspondence if there's any issues that we can address, but we would be formally requesting a withdrawal of this plat so that we can come back for a more robust conversation in November.
That's what I had hoped to hear, because I do want this to be on public if there's any way we can do it. Tim?
The only thing I was going to add is that we submitted a will serve letter for water and sewer for the site. Obviously, on all of our will serve letters for developments, those are contingent upon entering it into a water and sewer service agreement with the applicant. This would require some additional negotiation because of the distance to the site. And if we were to make any of these changes, it would have to amend the PD, where normally we wouldn't have to do that if it was a standard straight zoning like an R5. But since this is a PD, in order to make those changes with regards to publicly provided water and sewer, and how that affects the site plan, it requires a PD amendment, which is what they're going through right now, which would bring it in front of the board in November.
So this will definitely make a smoother process and get some more details
Correct.
together. Okay.
And we will keep working, obviously, with county manager and county attorney on whatever agreements need to be prepared and negotiated so that we can have those before you in early November.
That's what I'd like to.
Okay, so do we want to
there a
motion to
motion
table,
on
or do we
withdrawal, or-
need to withdraw? Or are you just planning on withdrawing and resubmitting?
We were going to withdraw and resubmit. The timing of it was difficult to try and figure out the date certain that we would be back before you, whether it'd be the first or second meeting in November.
Okay.
So out of an abundance of caution, we were going to formally withdraw and
Gotcha.
then reapply.
Okay,
Thank you.
very good.
Thank you all.
Thank you. All righty. Very good. Moving into item number 2, second reading. Consideration to approve the second reading to amend Part 2, Appendix C, Zoning Ordinance, Article 3, General Provisions, Section 3.15, Home Occupations, Section 3.15A, Residential Business of the Effingham County Code of Ordinances. First reading approved August 19th, 2025.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Annually, we enter into this agreement. This is the agreement with the Coastal Regional Commission with
Oh.
regards. Which one?
We're on second reading of a zoning ordinance.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong one.
Unfinished
My bad.
business.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to defer to Ms. Jennifer Rose, as she's been the one who has been taking me through this process.
Very good.
Good evening, Jennifer Rose, Planner One. So the amendment was done to the residential business, and that was just to clarify, the revision clarifies the requirement of when and where the outdoor business activities would occur on the residential properties. And that's going to be in your section D5 on page 5. I highlighted it.
Got it. Okay. Can you give us a little rundown, a little synopsis?
Yes, so the amendment was previously, it just stated the certain boundaries of the rear yard, whereas now it actually explains that any type of outdoor activity, regardless of where it's at, it would need to be approved by the board.
Okay.
As a condition of the approval of the residential home business.
Okay, so outdoor being driveways, front yard, anywhere outdoors.
That's right. And so by default, nothing is approved to be done outdoors. And then as a condition of approval, the board can then set those rules so that if they'd allow. And originally, we were going to do it in the backyard, but since this really has to do with, this potentially can have to do with AR1 and AR2 properties who can be rather large, it's
Sure.
too hard to determine where the backyard is. So we just simply said anywhere on the property. If any work is to be done outdoors, it has to be approved by the board with their conditions on it.
Okay, and this is for home occupation and residential business?
No, this
or
is just for residential home business.
Okay, got it.
Home occupation does not allow any of it.
Right, okay, just double checking. Very good.
Make a motion, we approve the second reading with those said conditions.
Second.
A motion to second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Item number 3, second reading, consideration to approve second reading of an application by Tyler Cruz for conditional use to allow for residential business located at 541 Braesfield Drive, map number 273C, parcel number 87 in the first district, postponed to 9/2/2025.
Thank you. Kimberly Barlett, Senior Planner. Just synopsis, the applicant was seeking approval for a conditional use to operate a residential business for a car detailing service. The first reading was approved on the 19th. Commissioner Floyd did add a condition that there will be no outdoor storage, and that was added to the stipulations.
Signage.
Signage, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm so sorry. Signage, yes.
And it does say in here that it would take place in the driveway and his garage, so that is covered based on what we just discussed in the last.
But you would have to add that as a condition that it's limited to those locations. And what I would also ask, since the application went in before the change of the ordinances, that you get consent from the applicant that he'll abide by the newly changed or the newly revised ordinance rather than the previous version of it.
Mr. Cruz, you understand what we just said? You have to do it in your garage or in the driveway, and also abide by these, the other 7 stipulations that were listed last meeting. Oh, they want you to come up here and speak. State your name.
Tyler Cruz.
Tyler, Mr. Cruz, you understand what we're asking of you?
Yes.
That you have to abide by these stipulations to include it's in your driveway and your garage only.
Yes.
Anything else?
Can we go over one more time the stipulations that we laid out?
You'll
Or y'all laid out?
obtain and keep in good standing an Effingham County business license. You must adhere to section 3.29, no offensive color, design, smoke, noise, based on our county ordinance. Residential business must adhere to Article 2, noise control of the Effingham County ordinance. Hours of operation will be Friday and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Parking is limited to 1 customer vehicle at a time per day. You'll have periodic compliance reviews, can have no outdoor signage, and also it has to happen in your driveway or your garage. All business.
Okay.
With that, I'll make a motion, we approve the second reading.
Second.
Motion to second. All in favor?
Aye.
Can we have,
Nope.
there's no discussion here, I guess, before we vote?
I mean, you got the mic.
Okay. I just want to reiterate what I said at the last, when I made the motion to deny this. I just feel like that, our variance rule, as I understand it, says it has to be a hardship. I don't feel there's a hardship here. I feel like we're setting a precedent to have this in a residential area. I think once you open this door to this business, you're going to open doors to any residential area. Even though we have to do each approval, how can you deny one if it's similar circumstances? So I'm concerned about the precedent. I'm concerned there is no hardship because Mr. Cruz stated in our earlier conversation that this was only 10% of his business. And this is a secondary income for him. He has a regular job. So I think we're going against our own variance policy if we vote for this because I just don't think there's a hardship involved. And I encourage my commissioners to consider that before they make this vote.
Chelsea or Tim, do you want to elaborate on hardships and variances?
So this is not a variance request.
Oh, it's not a variance?
No, this is just a straight up request for a conditional use of a residential home business. So a variance would be something like, where we have these standards set and we're asking to deviate from them, and it's a different process. This is just a residential home business request, but not a variance.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm learning. Thank you.
Yep.
Then I'll change somewhat of my argument then. I won't use the term variance. I'll say let's be careful about setting various stipulations. Is that the term? Because you're again opening the door to allowing those stipulations in other residential areas for other businesses.
The only comment, and I understand what you're saying, the only comment, there's a lot of people that work from home. In that neighborhood, there's people that have landscaping businesses. They park their equipment there. It's almost like we're singling this one out. There's realtors that work out of their home. So I mean, if we start, it's gonna be hard to pick and choose, I think.
Well, my only thing is a realtor business doesn't have the outdoor
Got parking.
type. Yeah, you got parking, but you don't have the actual physical work being done. I guess it's a different type of business, is what I would say. Just like we approve beauty salons or something. All that sort of inside, and you don't see it. And even with, like you say, a landscaping business, they're parking vehicles. We're parking vehicles and washing vehicles and
So they maintain.
cars coming and going.
They work
Yeah.
on the lawnmowers. I lived out there, but I understand what you're saying.
Well, anyway,
And
that's
just-
what I'm saying. I'm
Just out of
concerned.
curiosity, and I wasn't here to ask any questions last time. I mean, your intent initially was to do a mobile business, is that correct?
I do.
Okay,
Mobile.
and mobile to me is you're going to someone. When I have somebody do my vehicles at the house, they come and show up. What has changed in that business plan?
Nothing, occasionally, I'll have like somebody in my neighborhood, they'll want me to, all my stuff is in my garage.
So it's convenient, or
Yeah, just, I'll
Okay.
go pick it up, or, if I know someone, I'll just drop it by the house. I've
right?
never had anybody just roll up to my house and say, hey, let me get a detail. I mean, it's
Right.
always by appointment and never more than one at a time.
Gotcha.
So it's just, gives me an option. Not saying that I'm gonna work every Friday and Saturday. I
Yeah.
mean, the past month, I've put in probably 13 hours at the house.
Right.
It's maybe one vehicle every couple of weeks. It's not a high volume operation.
Gotcha. Okay. I just know we spend a considerable amount of time with code enforcement on this whole ordeal, right, wrong, or indifferent.
Yeah, they've been out, and we've worked on ways, like I presented at the last meeting. We said, okay, I won't use the pressure washer, so I switched it to my garden hose with just a sprayer, just to mitigate some of the noise. I switched my shop vac setup, so it's not like, I know my neighbor complained, but, I did things in order to reach a compromise, but I feel like instead of how the situation should have went is he should have came to my house and been like, hey, I don't like you running the shop vac at 12 o'clock or lunchtime. Can you run it at this time? And then we could have, I'm not trying to just be like it's my way or no way.
Yeah.
I keep everybody in mind, but instead we just have 100 and something calls to code and complaints. When it could have been resolved, let's just
Yeah, I
walk
mean,
across
ultimately,
road and
the responsibility
solve it.
was on us to address this ordinance because we had some very, unreasonable rules and how it was adopted, with the no noise and all that. Totally impossible, so.
Do I need to make another motion again, or?
Yeah, just, if you would, just
One thing
reaffirm the
real
motion
quick.
again.
Okay,
Did he
I'm
agree
sorry.
did he agree to the new ordinance? That's one thing I was.
Yeah, that was the first thing, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
So just for clarification, if you don't mind. repeat your Motion again.
Heck, I forgot what it was.
We got hours and days.
Hours and the time. You understand that you're good for Friday and Saturday, 9 to 4.
Yes,
Keep it in your driveway and your garage.
I got you. Yeah.
Don't put any signs out in your yard. If y'all are good with that, I'll make a motion, we approve the second reading.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a motion and a second.
And I will second that again.
Okay.
Okay, now I need
Oh,
clarification.
all right. We had a
Yes.
motion from Forrest, a second from
I
Commissioner
got the
Burdette,
motions. Are
and a
we,
third from Kiefer.
did you outline all of the stipulations?
I read all 7 of them that's here.
Okay.
plus,
On the first motion you did,
On
so
the
just
first
say
one
with all conditions.
Yeah, I just for the record, with all 7
All
conditions
7
outlined.
conditions.
Okay, thank you.
One more earlier. What was that?
You should have just let,
Oh, it has to be in the driveway
Yeah.
and the,
Okay.
or
Yeah,
the garage.
could have just let the original motion and second stand and then had the discussion and then
Yeah.
voted on that. But anyway.
Can I get a copy of
I'll
the
send you a recording of
thing.
this.
Here you go, bud. You can take mine.
If you're gonna wash your car, do it on Friday or Saturday. God.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Ah.
Any opposed?
One, no.
Is that a no, as in no, you're not opposing, or yes, you are opposing?
I am opposing.
Okay,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Cruz. Sorry this took so long.
All right. Moving on to item number 4, consideration to approve an application by Debbie Haupt as agent for Pearl Intermodal, Manning Graham for conditional use located on Old Augusta Road South to allow for shipping containers and stacking with import-export vehicles in I-1 map number 476, parcel number 4E in the 5th District. Postponed at agenda approval to today, per applicant's request.
Thank you. Kimberly Barlett, Senior Planner. The applicant is seeking approval to operate a shipping container storage and stacking facility with import/export vehicles in our I-1 property. The proposed hours of operation are 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Anticipated vehicles are 50 to 100 cars and truck traffic 10 trucks per day. A mobile office, guard station, and a small warehouse, exact size is undetermined, will be located on site. This property was rezoned to I-1 on June 17, 2025, with the following stipulations. A site plan shall be approved by the Board of Commissioners. All site development plans shall comply with Water Resources Ordinance, local stormwater, and flood protection. Site development plan shall adhere to Effingham County Code of Ordinance 3.4 buffers. The county engineer shall approve any encroachment on Old Augusta Road. This development shall be limited to light industrial uses of the Effingham County Code of Ordinance and shall include warehousing. The property is zoned I-1. It's 33.26 acres. According to the future land use map, the property is designated for continued use of industrial. The parcel will access Old Augusta Road South, which is a county-maintained road. Staff has reviewed the application, and the application is complete with the following stipulations. The applicant shall obtain and keep in good standing an Effingham County business license. A site plan shall be approved by the Board of Commissioners. A shipping container facility shall be subject to the buffer requirements of heavy industrial uses pursuant to the Section 3.4 buffers. It must adhere to Section 3.16A shipping container facility, and a traffic impact study shall be required.
Very good, thank you. I'll open the floor for discussion.
Good evening. I'm Debbie Halp, and I represent the seller, Manning Graham, and he is my client, and this is my customer, Rima. Nice to meet you. And I would like her to speak and explain to you exactly how their operation works. And she can answer all the questions, and they have been very cooperative in, wanting to please everyone with regards to traffic and placing whatever required buffer is needed for the county to make sure that, nothing is an eyesore and so forth. And she's, expressed concern that she's willing to do whatever is necessary to make, make the property pleasing to everyone in the county. So I'll let her speak now, and if you have any questions, that would be great. But I don't think that they've requested stacking, if that helps too.
Very good.
Because she can explain her operation better.
Very good. Thank you.
It's easy. It's shipping, transportation. It's
Please-
no,
yeah. Step up if you would. State your name for the record also,
Definitely
please.
not stacking, and it's yeah. Hello. And I don't know. It's not storage. It's containers, all containers on the wheels, and I don't know. We do whatever you want to look nice and outside, and I don't know. It's just like. To get approved.
They understand.
Any question? Yeah.
She understands, the
Yeah.
berm and the necessary
Oh,
berm
yeah.
and so forth and the setbacks.
They went to us already, yeah.
Was there anything put in place, like with the vehicles, if any fluid or anything is collected that comes from them?
You have to explain what
Um,
you do to protect.
it's everything on the ramp, and definitely it's everything on the wheels. It's nothing on the ground. Yeah, so.
Okay.
Is it a paved lot? Is it paved? Was the lot paved, or is it gravel? What's we've looked at several of these container type
But
businesses in
we,
the past.
in the future, we're gonna build warehouse. It's just temporary.
If you need a holding center.
If it's gonna be ramp.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you need.
Yeah. So yeah, if
ask
you need,
them.
yeah.
Are there cars wrecked?
No,
They're not, so they're
No, it's
new
all
cars
running,
or
yeah.
used cars? They're
No.
not damaged in any way?
no, just like couple
No.
some damage, but it's all running condition.
Yeah, I know, but are they wrecked cars or not?
Not wreck cars.
So there's no damage on the cars?
Mm-mm.
Okay. What exactly is the business?
It's logistics.
Okay. Well, I get that
What are you
part, but
shipping?
what are you shipping? What are you exporting? What do
It's cards, home goods, everything like
Okay.
yeah.
So are you
clothes.
taking salvage title vehicles
No,
and
no,
going
no
over?
salvage. No.
Okay. You're just exporting
Yeah.
vehicles that are in different types of condition, I'm assuming?
Yes, right.
Okay. Overseas to
Overseas,
somewhere.
yes, right. Yeah.
So what type of condition are they in?
Just general phrase. I don't know.
What are the vehicles? I mean, where did the vehicles come from? Where are they going? You said that-
Everywhere from like.
So why would they
a
export
lot of
vehicles from here? Where do they go? So I feel like I'm not getting a whole answer here.
I don't know, it's all vehicles from the different state, it's going to overseas, different countries.
You know, if we approve this like it is,
Yes.
you can never have a wrecked vehicle there, never. And you're okay with that?
Yes, I'm okay.
The vehicle, when you say ramp,
Ramp, yeah.
okay. My definition of a ramp and yours may be different. So, how will, coming up, Manny, to explain? Okay. How will, will the vehicles be stored in the yard? Are they going to be in containers already?
Containers.
Okay, so they're going to be in containers, stored on the yard to be shipped and exported out to be put on there. So there'll be no loading of containers there on site, or there will
It's
be?
bring in containers and reload to containers.
Okay, all right. So you'll have vehicles on the ground that'll be loaded
Yeah.
by ramp into a container from there. Okay, got it.
Can I speak for a second?
Yeah, man, come on up. State your name for the record, please.
Manning Graham.
Mhm.
We spoke about the containment area, and we spoke about an area on the yard where when the cars were unloaded, they would go to this containment area for an allotted amount of time, whatever that may be, And once that there's determined that there are no fluids leaking from them, then they could be moved to the yard for storage. And they have agreed to do that if necessary.
Okay.
If they're running and everything and they're not wrecked, I'm confused as why
Because
we'd be
that was
worried
brought
about.
up. That was brought up at the last
Fluid.
meeting.
Because they're
and-
usually wrecked cars is why. But they understand there's no, this is a different zoning if it's a wrecked car.
Yeah, and
So-
I think that any area that is, cars will be stored need to have a containment, not for a necessary time period, because my car could leak oil in my driveway, and if I've got 300 cars leaking oil in my driveway, then we got a problem. So that's where the containment comes in. So the containment to me should be for the entire operation, not just for a set period of time. But that's just.
A pretty extensive containment area.
I think it'd be no different than a gas station. A gas station has what they call areas to where if they have a spill, it runs to this particular area. It's just graded properly. So.
I understand.
So I'm confused. They're going to come in on containers and leave on containers.
Say again, please.
You said they were going to come in on containers and get transported to another container
Yeah.
to export.
It's a combination. It's like sometimes it's comes with like a car holders.
With a what?
It's like a
Car holder.
Car
Oh,
holder.
Oh, you mean
the
coming in
trailer.
car holders? So they're
But
not
sometimes
coming
in
in.
containers too.
They're
Like
not coming in on containers. They're
yeah,
coming in
from
on
the
car haulers.
dealership.
Okay.
So you're going to have car holders, which would be behind semi, probably hot shots as well, I'm guessing. Not a semi trailer, but a big truck pulling a trailer behind it. May have 2 or 3 cars on it potentially. Is that yay or nay?
You mean like a dually type?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
dually.
Shot
yeah.
shot.
Yeah. Anything that doesn't require a CDL.
Is it a junkyard?
No,
I mean, it's not.
no,
I'm just
no,
asking.
no,
Is it?
She said there's no wreck
Not
cars.
junkyard.
But
Definitely not.
I've never seen an operation that. Is there an operation around that's like yours that we could understand what you're going to do?
Yes, we have in New Jersey area. Yeah. So we're.
So, is there? What's the name of the business?
Oh, it's you can check just a second.
I'm
It's
really
yeah.
confused.
Indigo cars and
What is it called?
M1 shipping. M1 shipping.
M1 Shipping in New Jersey,
It's a similar, yes.
Newark.
New York, yeah.
Manheim, Manhattan.
Yeah, they use Manheim, which is
Yeah,
has a
then
variety
you
of variety of vehicle types, from parts all the way up to running.
You familiar with them?
Yes.
Isn't there a similar business over there near you that's caused all the traffic problems in the past?
Yes.
that a different-
That's why I'm concerned.
No, I'm just asking. I don't know.
Yeah, they get in the way.
Maybe that's an car
everything.
export business.
So are you
Yeah, I
guys
see
doing?
wrecked cars on your website, though? I see wrecked cars and containers on your website.
But it's in New Jersey. It's just a little bit different sometimes, but not here, because we have some like customers to work with only almost new cars. You can check also. Oh my God.
So basically, what it seems like here is you're operating as a third-party buyer. So if somebody wants to buy a vehicle from an
Exactly.
auction, you give the ability for you to bid for them through Manheim, Copart, whatever it is, the different auction houses out there. And it could be whatever condition that they're particularly looking for. So you're kind of a broker to a deal. But you also do logistics and shipping of the vehicle as well. Phil?
I should have, I have deliberately not commented, and I didn't want to stop the discussion, but EMC did some work on this, so I'm going to step off of this.
Okay.
I see a map that says it.
Yes, ma'am.
No, what I'm trying to find something they do different from ones that we have had issues with in the past. And but the whole car haulers to containers, I mean, I know Roger probably sees it
Every
more than
day.
any of us, and I just
Sure,
want to know
law
what's the
enforcement could give us
difference.
something about that as well, because didn't it
Yeah, the
drive Jimmy
the
crazy?
site plan that we
Yeah, every
submitted
day.
last time that everybody saw, that, I mean, one of the main things that was for was to alleviate that traffic. There's 300 feet between the gate and the highway. I mean, there should be room for 3 to 4 trucks to sit there if ever there were trucks. But according to them, they do appointment only, and there should never be a truck sitting out there waiting to get in the gate. But if there ever was, there's plenty of room to be off the highway. And the aesthetics from the highway, that was another concern, and that, site plan is, that's also addressed.
Yeah, I think from the aesthetic side, Manning, I think you've got a good plan there. I think it's more about the operations that seems to be a little confusing right now. If it was a true car broker, like for example, I call her up, I say, hey, find me a 79 Nova.
I mean, this is what
Ship
I
it to me over here in
see.
Saudi Arabia. But they only did,
see on the site. It's on your-
I tell you, Mr. Chairman, if you want to go ahead and have anyone against it, and we'll close the public hearing, and then we can have questions.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, let's do that. Anyone here opposed to this, please come forward. I don't see any, so I'll close the public hearing and open it for discussion.
Okay.
So the conditional use is not anything to do with the conditional use for junkyard?
Right, no, sir, it is for having the containers on the yard.
Okay.
That picture Roger just had, that car is not going to drive. They're going to have to pick it up with a forklift to shove it in a container. It's wrecked.
That's how
totally.
they load them anyway. They load them with forklifts.
That's the reason I ask, is it a junkyard? I mean, I know
So that's
technically
what
it's
I'm
not,
confused
but
with. I've never heard of a company shipping a intact car overseas.
It's not a traditional junkyard in the sense that they sell parts from the place.
Right.
They're
But
just-
county
They're just
definition-
taking the whole vehicle.
The whole vehicle and
Yeah.
shipping it over.
County definition of stored wrecked cars is a
Whereas,
junkyard.
there's other warehouses I do know that do, build container, like boxes, and they box them up
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
it's
and do all that,
different, yeah.
right?
how quick,
More
I wonder,
invasive, I think.
so how quick, once the car lands on the lot, is it immediately loaded, or does it sit there? You talk about these drainage and leaking issues. How long?
Depends from what I've seen. Sometimes it can go quick, and if they get a lot and they can't get the exports out, then the yards will fill up, and then they're in the streets, and it's a rough operation. It really is. Hers is different than, ultimately, it's Bill's district. I'm just commenting on what I see on a daily basis, and it's a cumbersome operation from what I see. They block the roads constantly. They don't control the traffic. They don't control appointments. There's 3 of them in the area now, and they all operate the same way.
The problem we've had is enforcement.
Yeah,
That we have no
that's the problem.
mechanism of enforcing it.
Well, and if I can add to that, the issue are that these existing facilities predated our current ordinance. And so it made it very difficult. And we're actually sitting down with one of them next week to find out if it's actually been continuous ownership. But this, so none of them have a conditional approval because when they originally started, it was an approved use at the time. And so this is the first one that I'm knowing that, and it's not the they're not asking for approval to export junk cars. Which would be a conditional use that you would have to ask for. They're asking for a conditional use for a storage container yard, which does fit in here if they're not junk cars, right? They would essentially take the vehicles in. They would effectively be able to drive into the containers, I would guess, and then out to the port. But the problem is, if there are junk, salvage, totaled vehicles, then it's an enforcement action, and that the business would have to be shut down.
Yeah.
The business license would be terminated. So it's I mean it is, this approval is contingent. I mean is really contingent on the fact that there are no junk, salvage title, or totaled vehicles being exported.
Yeah. And I consider that inoperable, right?
What?
Well,
Inoperable.
even these other places, the vehicles are operable.
Okay. Yeah, and again,
they'll drive. I've seen them drive on 3 tires, and they're literally around the corner scrubbing the county road, literally.
I mean, I'll
But
leave
that's
it up.
what you deal with when you. That's,
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'll offer my opinion, and it's been consistent when I know this property was rezoned, I don't know, several months back. I think there's definitely an industrial use for this property. I just don't think this is it. And I was pretty consistent, said that consistently. Is there a place for this type? I think there's a place for most legitimate businesses anywhere, but is this the place? I can see this more at the back of an industrial park or out of, where it is out of sight. I know they feel like they can hide it and nobody will know they exist. I just can't see that happening. That's my opinion, and I don't know where everybody else is on it. This is a main thoroughfare. I mean, we have, I don't know what the traffic count is on Old Augusta, but it's heavily traveled for folks right on up to Clio.
No, I think you bring up good points. I mean, the other businesses similar to this are in the back of an industrial park. Old Augusta is a main thoroughfare. I know we've talked about the berm. I think that was a great mitigant to offer. I know we talked about the containment area. I mean, I think that definitely helps the request. But, with it being a main thoroughfare, I just kind of keep getting hung up on the same thing as well. As I don't know, it's just the right location. I mean, it's obviously an industrial, but is this type of industrial business the right place for this location?
It's really hard to understand the business model too, because it sounds like there's a lot of moving variables. If it was a true automobile broker operation, which I mean it is to a degree, but to what condition is the vehicle that you're buying? Hard to say.
I think without clear answers on what that business is, I'm left speculating, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I'll say I like what they've done with the property and the protection and everything's there, but they have the same concerns as the other 2 commissioners with, and the chairman as well. What exactly are they going to do? And it just sounds exactly like what we're seeing already, from what I can tell. And that creates congestion on a daily basis.
So this has already been tabled by the applicant, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And that's exactly what the one on Commerce Court did. They had approval for an export car, but they didn't tell anybody they were wreck cars and all the other stuff that went along with that. And now they're grandfathered because we didn't have an ordinance that covered it at the time. We didn't have anything.
Very good. So no further discussion. I'm going to close discussion and entertain a motion.
I'm gonna make a motion to deny, based off the reasons I've given.
I'll second.
Having a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed. Motion carries. We'll forego item number 4. Moving to item number 5, consideration, sorry, skip both of those. Moving into new business.
You got about 5 minutes.
Actually, you're correct, Stephanie. We have, 5 minutes for planning? Let's take a quick break for, and reconvene at 6 o'clock for planning. Thank you. Now moving to our planning board. It's a public hearing for item number 1. Planning board recommends approval of an application by Will Martin as agent for Effingham County Board of Education to rezone plus or minus 25 acres located on Hodgeville Road from PD to AR1 to allow for the construction of a maintenance facility. Map number 416, parcel number 22 in the 2nd District.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the applicant is requesting to rezone that 25 acres to AR1. This parcel will be used by the Board of Education to construct a maintenance facility for their maintenance division. This facility will be utilized to serve the neighboring schools. At the July 15th, 2025 Board of Commissioners meeting, the table of permitted uses was updated to include education support facilities as a permitted use in AR1. Hodgeville is a county-maintained road, and the future land use map, that's your zoning map. There you go. Does project this parcel as transitional. At the planning board meeting, the applicant did explain that this facility will not be used for school buses. So I just wanted to make that clear as well. Staff has reviewed the application, and the application is complete with the following stipulations. A site plan shall be approved by the Board of Commissioners, not Board of Education. And any encroachment onto Hodgeville Road will be reviewed and approved by the county engineer.
Chairman, I'm stepping down for this one too.
All right. Very good. Is the applicant here or anyone from the board have anything they want to add?
Hello, I'm Ron Womack, Chief Operations Officer for Effingham County Schools. I know it has Will listed here. He was the civil engineer that drew up a lot of the plans for us for this through Buckley and Associates. So if there's any questions you may have, hopefully I can answer.
What kind of maintenance will you be doing?
So there will be a white fleet maintenance here for our white fleet vehicles through the county.
Okay.
The rest of it is a storage facility for our maintenance guys. We have about 20 maintenance guys for Effingham County Schools. They pretty much store anything from air conditioners to, parts to playground equipment and things like that inside the facility and outside on the back side of the facility. But
So any no buses, just fleet
buses,
vehicles only?
Right. There will be offices up front, but there will be minimal people there. My office will be there, and I'm probably only there in my office now maybe 2 to 3 hours a day. There will be two full-time secretaries that are there all day long.
Very good. Thank you for the clarification. Any questions from the commission?
No, it's pretty cut and dry.
Okay. Thanks, sir. Is anyone here that opposes this, please come forward. Being there are none, I'll close the public hearing.
I'd like to make a motion, we approve the rezoning with the staff recommendations.
Second.
A motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed. Motion carries. Item number 2, second reading. Consideration to approve the second reading of an application by Will Martin as agent for Effingham County Board of Education to rezone plus or minus 25 acres located on Hodgeville Road from PD to AR1 to allow for the construction of a maintenance facility. Map number 416, parcel number 22 in the 2nd District. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion, we approve the second reading.
Second.
A motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed. Motion carries. Beth, we'll give you time to come back. Very good. Item number 3 is a public hearing. Planning Board recommends approval of an application by Ronald and Debbie Vickery to rezone plus or minus 0.33 acres located on Log Landing Road from R1 to AR2 to allow for permitted uses in AR2. Map number 428C, parcel number 1B in the 4th District.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the applicant is requesting again to rezone that 0.33 acres to AR2. The 0.33 acre parcel will be recombined with the 3.63 acre parcel, which is already zoned AR2. So in order to combine the two parcels, they do need to be of the same zoning. The recombined parcel will be on private well and septic. Log Landing is a county-maintained road, and the future land use map does project this parcel to be agricultural. Staff has reviewed the application, and the application is complete with the following stipulation: that Development Services shall review and sign the plat, then the plat shall be recorded so the zoning can take effect.
Thank you, Chelsea. If the applicant has anything they want to add, they'll come forward.
I'd like to ask you, if you would come forward for a minute, please. Exactly, why did you say you're rezoning this?
I'm gonna build a house in the front up there, and that's pretty much, I needed that little area. It already has a culvert and all in it, and that's what I wanted to use it for. It was, at one time, it was all combined anyway.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
So it's just for recombination?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right. Anyone opposed, please come forward. Being there are none, I'll close the public hearing, open for discussion.
Unless somebody's got an objection, I'll make a motion to approve this rezoning
Second.
with the conditions.
We can do, yeah.
All right, we have a motion to second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries.
I told you, Beth, we'd agree on one.
That's right.
A win-win this evening. Item number 4, second reading. Consideration to approve the second reading of an application by Ronald Debbie Vickery to rezone plus or minus .33 acres from R1 to AR2, located on Log Landing Road to allow for permitted uses in AR2. Map number 428C, parcel number 1B in the 4th District. Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the second reading.
Second.
Motion to second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Item number 5, public hearing. Planning Board recommends approval of an application by Forbes Buck as agent for Abigail's Ferry LLC to rezone plus or minus 480.31 out of 488.78 acres located on Sisters Ferry Road from AR1 to CP to allow for conservation uses. Map number 384, parcel number 19, map number 362, parcel number 28, map number 385, parcel number 1, and map number 385, parcel number 2B in the 3rd District.
Yes, sir. So again, the applicant is requesting to rezone the 480.31 acres to CP, which is conservation preservation, with the intent of creating a wetlands mitigation site. The parcels have previously been used as timber tracts, farming tracts, and AR1 zoned home sites. Sisters Ferry Road is a county-maintained road, and the future land use map does project this parcel as agricultural. Staff has reviewed the application, and the application is complete, again with the following condition: that Development Services shall review and sign the plat, then the plat shall be recorded so the zoning can take effect.
Thank you, ma'am. Being this public hearing, if the agent wishes to present anything, please come forward.
Good evening. Forbes Buck here on behalf of the landowner of Abigail's Ferry. Happy to answer any questions, but the total combined acreage of the 4 parcels is approximately 489 acres. We're trying to rezone 481 out of those 488 acres. The 8 acres will be retained in AR1 in case we ever want to build a home on that 8-acre site, one home on that 8-acre site. The rest of the tract will be protected under a conservation easement, which is why we're trying to rezone for conservation preservation.
Very good. And for the public, could you explain the wetlands mitigation portion?
Yes, so we are, this site is a commercially timbered tract. It's been bedded in pine plantation. We're in the process right now of cutting the timber. We'll grade the soil back down and return it to its natural state of being a hardwood forest.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions for me? Good. Thanks, sir. If anyone here is opposed, please come forward. Being there are none, I'll close the public hearing. Open for discussion.
Yeah, I got a lot of phone calls once that sign went up. People saw CP and thought it was going to be a commercial development. But anyway, I talked with Forbes, the agent, and he let me know they're going to cut the pine off the track and replant it in hardwood, and then that's how it will remain. This tract of land is very close to my house. I live on Sisters Ferry Road, so very, very familiar with it. I think it's great what they're doing. And if nobody has any concerns, I'll make a motion for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Item number 6, second reading, consideration to approve the second reading of an application by Forbes Buck as agent for Abigail's Ferry LLC to rezone plus or minus 480.31 out of 488.78 acres located on Sisters Ferry Road from AR1 to CP to allow for conservation uses, map number 384, parcel number 19, map number 362, parcel number 28, map number 385, parcel number 1, and map number 385, parcel number 2B in the 3rd District.
I'll make a motion to approve the second reading.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. All right. Item number 7. Planning Board recommends approval of an application by Rebecca Alford to rezone plus or minus 2.5 acres located at 163 Robin Road from AR1 to AR2 to allow for permitted uses in AR2, map number 436, parcel number 32 in the 2nd District.
Yes, sir. So again, the applicant is requesting to rezone the 2.5 acres to AR2. The parcel is a current non-conforming AR1 parcel as it is less than 5 acres. Since the applicant would like to subdivide the parcel and the property lines will be adjusting, they must rezone to AR2. Robin Road is a county maintained road, and the future land use map, which is right there, does project this as agricultural residential. I will say that at the planning board meeting, there was a motion for approval. The motion did carry 3-2, and the opposing was due to further precedents being set, as you can see here on the zoning map. Staff has reviewed the application, and the application is complete with the following condition. Again, that Development Services shall review and sign the plat. Then the plat shall be recorded so the zoning can take effect.
Thank you, ma'am. Does the applicant wish to come forward?
Do we both speak or just one of us?
Whoever wants to talk. I know one of you likes to talk a lot.
He likes to talk.
I'm Troy Alford. This is my wife, Becky. The planning results that come in. Becky's a lot more up to par on this than I am. I just know I'm getting old and can't maintain 2.5 acres after all, especially after purchasing this property. I've gone down and out in the back and knee and don't know what's ahead of me, probably surgery. I can no longer take care of all this property. Becky?
When we first bought this property, there were no covenants. We checked that before we moved in here. I came from a neighborhood with lots of covenants, so we didn't want to move to anywhere with covenants. There was nothing that we knew. None of our neighbors told us anything about the property. And of course, when we closed on the property, there was no any kind of covenants that were with them. But since we decided to subdivide, because our next door neighbors, if you look, they are subdivided right next to us. They are AR2. We thought there wouldn't be any problem. We put our money, paid the money to rezone, and then we had one neighbor that told the trash man that he was upset about it. So I went to that neighbor to talk to him because that's the person I am, and he said that, he thought everybody should keep 2 acres, and that was the way they set it up. Well, I said, well, the next door neighbor is not 2 acres. And he said, well, they're family. And so that's the way they set it up. And I said, well, we might sell to family. We've got 2 family members interested. Our next door neighbor is interested. The neighbor behind us is interested. We have a lot of interest in someone buying the 1 or 1.5 that we sell. So we, like Troy said, we just decided we can't keep up. We love the road. We'd love to stay there. We'd love to just keep 1 little acre, and which is still a lot of property. And just so you know, if you pay attention, most of these houses have 2 addresses because 2 people are living on them. So there are already two people living on the property because that's legal from what I understand. But we just want to subdivide it and do it as a rezoned property and sell it. We don't want to put another house on the property and rent it out or whatever people do. Is there any questions?
What was
Stay
it?
on one and sell the other. That's what you're
Stay
saying.
on one and sell the other, yes, sir.
Have you got a sketch or anything that you want to do with it, or just trying to get an
Um,
idea of where you're going to put a house?
I sent it to y'all. Do you have a picture of that?
No, I don't see one.
I didn't really see one either.
I'm not sure if I have it with me. Hold on,
Yeah,
I'm
I
looking.
see your long drive. I see the little pond.
It'll all be frontage, because there's about 120, it'll be, that house, that property will have like 125 feet of frontage. It'll be in front of the pond, and then there's a lot of property behind the pond. We own, there's a little drainage ditch, so we gotta talk to the county about, but anyway, we own some on the other side of that. And actually, the neighbor next to us that owns the AR2 property, that owns the acre, he's actually talking to us about buying it. So we'll be the acre
But you're going to
neighbor,
limit it to one home.
and they'll get
if you-
2.5, huh?
If it's approved, it'll just be one home.
Yes, sir. You can only put
What,
one home
what
on
kind
an
of
acre.
easement would be required for that?
So, county standard is a 60-foot easement.
Okay, so 60-foot easement with how much frontage is there right now?
I will check.
Somebody last time on the zoning was able to take y'all's little thing and do it. I didn't do that. We have not gone any further with it, with any, what is it, the survey or anything, because we didn't want to spend any more money until we got it rezoned. I don't like to just, spend money. And we do have two family members that hopefully, we're hoping one of them will purchase it and do it all.
But you don't have a purchaser as of yet lined up.
No, because they all want to know how much how much? That's all I hear, and I
Give me
say,
the
I'll
money.
let you know.
Give me the money.
One step at a time.
Mr.
Yeah,
Chairman,
and we want to get a, appraisal.
I see.
there's approximately 288.18 feet of frontage.
288?
Yes, sir.
On the
Okay.
whole thing, 2.5.
Okay, so
Left around.
228, got it. Just make sure it was gonna work.
They just wanted to.
And it already has a culvert.
But did you bring a sketch or anything, or?
Yeah, I'd just like to see
Just
how
love to
it's
see
gonna
what
look.
what you planning on doing, because I can't really.
Yeah.
You don't have that sketch I sent you?
I am going to look and pull it up if I do have it.
You mean,
I assume you
For
were
a
use the
house?
same drive and do an easement there?
We
or
have
what?
two driveways, and so there is a driveway on the right, when we're facing the pond, it's on the left-hand side of the pond.
Oh,
There's
I see.
also already a septic tank, because someone lived there.
Or they had a
Before we
trailer
moved
or
there,
something
somebody
there?
lived there, yes, sir. Somebody already lived there. The people that we bought the property from, their son lived next door in a trailer, and there's a septic tank there.
Okay.
Do you need me to, I can draw it.
Nope, I think I got it.
That'd be nice. At least just something we get an idea of what you're trying to do.
Like I said, we're planning
Is
on,
that it? Okay, so it's just a split down the middle.
yes, sir.
So the home will be in the back where yours is.
Yeah, there's a lot of nice property back here in the back. We left most trees.
Any
and,
wetlands, national wetlands
No, sir.
there?
Well, lately we had, no, I'm just kidding.
Well, everybody's got
Total,
wetlands.
yes, all wetlands right
That's
now.
mine, yeah.
The total property's 288. With this divided, how much frontage does that give the, including the easement?
I think it was 160, no,
Let's see.
144.
Yep, so approximately 144.
Okay.
Yep, and AR2 does require 100 feet. So.
your driveway be to the left of the pond, I guess?
Yes, sir. It's already there.
Okay.
It's already it has a nicer culvert than our driveway.
Gotcha.
Big culvert.
Very good. Any further questions for the officers while they're up here? None? Thanks, Hess.
Thank you.
If anyone is opposed to this, please come forward.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Dan Sills. I live kind of catty corner. I can't see the plot from here. Every lot out there, we've been there like 29 years. Every lot out there is 2 acres or so. She's talking about the properties where there's other families living on it. That is family. It's all in back behind there. The one lot that's got the acre lot that's been split and changed, already zoned, that was done because the woman that lives in that house, built that house, was actually raised in the house next to them. So that's all family, that's all family. We just don't want to see anything split up. That's one of the beauty of that neighborhood, is having large lots and a lot of trees, lots of wildlife, deers in the yard all the time. Just don't want to see anything split up. No other reason than that. But the Planning and Zoning Commission, that was the kicker, was that 1 acre lot that was already done. I just wanted to make sure that you know that that is family. You know, they were split up for the girl that built that house. I mean, she was actually raised in that neighborhood. I wanted to make that clear.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
That's it. Good.
Anyone else here opposed? Please come forward. Being I see none, I'll close the public hearing and open for discussion.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I understand, Mr. and Mrs. Sills, your concerns. It's kind of hard to say no when they got one right beside that's already split, you know, and if you fast forward 20 years, there probably won't be family there, to be somebody else. You know, I think for me, if they would agree to limit that to 1 split and 1 home, I couldn't say no. I mean, there's already a precedent set there for it.
But I wanted to make clear that is family.
Right, but I mean, we don't have a family clause in our ordinances that I can go on, you know. I know, yeah, well, you could, but.
They got a bunch
You know,
of kids and grandkids coming up.
They do, and I got to side with Commissioner Floyd on this. There's some property rights to this, and if it was the only thing in the whole neighborhood, it'd be a different story, but it's not. It's, and it's gonna be one more family in there, and we paved that road and got a nice road back there. Happy to do that. It's one of the first things I got to do in office, and with the help of everybody here, obviously. But that would be my condition, that it'll just limit it to one home.
Yeah,
And if somebody else wanted to comment on it.
I think I'm good. Is everybody good neighbors back there?
Yes.
Are they good neighbors?
Are they good neighbors?
Never see them.
I'm just concerned as with the planning board, a couple of members there were concerned. I'm seeing more and more, you know, let's go to AR2 so we can develop more land, and I'm just concerned, you know, what kind of precedent will be set, you know, if we keep doing this, and it's just concerning.
Well, right now it's non-conforming, otherwise it would be AR2, right? And if they didn't approach us and said they just want to make it compliant, then they could have subdivided it without asking. So I can appreciate that.
Like I said, I always worry about
Yeah.
precedents, so.
And I have had this in the 5th district before, and I did not support it, but it was actually a compliant. It was 5+ acres, large tracts that they were wanting to divide, and it really did change would have changed the complexion of that
Yeah, I
neighborhood.
don't
So it
see
was
that
different.
here. You know, that's,
Well, and of course, we can't predict the future, but this may start changing that as well. You know, when the people see, well, okay, well, I'll go up there and do the same thing, so.
Right behind it's a bunch of smaller lots. I mean, it may change right there on Robin Road, but I honestly don't believe one, still over an acre, still a nice piece of property.
I wish everything was an acre that was coming up. I'd be all for that.
This is true. Any further discussion? If not, I will entertain a motion.
Do I need to have someone come back up and agree to the no more split? If you guys are okay with that?
I don't think they will be able to, right? By the
Or can-
size.
Yeah, they
They
wouldn't have
can't-
the frontage.
They won't.
Oh, the
acreage
frontage
wouldn't
yeah,
allow
that's
it,
right.
so
Okay,
it's
never
really a
mind.
moot
Okay.
point.
So I make a motion, we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? Motion carries. Moving to item number 8, second reading. Consideration to approve the second reading of an application by Rebecca Offer to rezone plus or minus 2.5 acres located at 163 Robin Road from AR1 to AR2 to allow for permitted uses in AR2, map number 436, parcel number 32 in the second district. Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the second reading?
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed. Motion carries. Item number 9, public hearing. Consideration to approve an application by Adrian Weber as agent for DRD Investments 2 LLC, James Dewberry, for a variance from section 5.7.10.6 and 5.7.24.1 to allow for a decrease in the minimum acreage required for RV park and to remove the requirement to provide an on-site storm shelter in R4, located on Highway 21 North, map number 315, parcel number 8 in the 3rd District.
Thank you. Kimberly Barlett, Senior Planner. The applicant requests a variance to decrease the minimum acreage required for an RV park. The current acreage requirement is 15 acres. The property is an existing R4 zone property, but after subdivisions, there will only be 12 acres left for the RV park. There is a request to remove the requirement of an on-site storm shelter. The current ordinance reads, developers of new mobile home parks, mobile home subdivisions, or recreational vehicle parks shall provide an on-site structure to shelter the development's projected hurricane season population. Such shelters may include but not limited to clubhouses and recreation centers. At present, the property includes 21 lots equipped with water and electrical hookups, as well as one centralized dump station. Staff has reviewed the application and it is complete with the following stipulations. Any access from Highway 21 North will obtain an encroachment permit from GDOT. A preliminary plat is to be approved by the Board of Commissioners, and all site development shall comply with the Effingham County Code of Ordinance, Chapter 30 Environment, and Chapter 34 Flood Damage Prevention.
Thank you, ma'am. If the applicant is here, if they please come forward.
Good evening.
Good
Adrian
evening.
Weber, representing the seller, and then I also have the buyer here with me as my customer, and he does happen to own the 2 adjacent parcels, which is, he runs his business Commando Customs. And those 2 parcels are zoned for B3. We had requested to have a minimum of 12 acres. The current parcel sits at 13.08 acres, and the end goal would be to not only operate this as an RV park, but Mr. Canner would also like to subdivide roughly a little over a half acre along the frontage of Highway 21 in order to rezone that to B3 as well and do a combination plat with his current business.
Okay, good. And you're requesting a variance on this. Can you tell me what your hardship is on here?
Well, the hardship is that it functioned as an RV park at one point prior to me being affiliated with this the current owner, and so it has all the infrastructure for 21 lots, and you can see that over here on the overlay. It also has a dump station as well as a community well and a bathhouse. And so it does need to have a well permit, which we're in the process of working with EPD to get that up to code. And then probably the biggest issue here is that we have that 15-acre minimum, and the previous storm shelter building is now occupied by Commando Customs. In my opinion, we have quite a few mobile home parks here that don't have storm shelter structures. In an RV park, at least you got wheels and you could, head out if you needed to if there was a big storm. So it seemed to be a little bit outdated, the current ordinance. And if, as long as it was occupied by the same owner, he could always open up his Commando Customs building if, need be for a storm shelter building as well.
Very good. And this is more of a, so I'll hold that for staff questions afterwards. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Any more questions from the board, from the applicant? Thank you.
Thank you.
Is anyone here opposed to this? Please come forward. Okay, being there are none. Move to questions from staff. Question for staff that I have. When was the ordinance for the community shelter, when was that instituted? Roughly.
I will double check for you.
And also, if he were to be allowed to use his adjacent property business as a shelter, would it meet the requirements for wind load and all that for that? And I guess that's more of a Josh question. Or is there a certain spec that the storm shelter has to be built to, I'm assuming? Okay. Gotcha. So it'd have to meet the 130 mile per hour.
Did it operate as a mobile home park before or an RV park? It was. When did it last operate or function?
We don't know. Probably 10 years ago for a short period of time. And just so you know, the main building that we have on the property is roughly 8,000 square foot. It is a red iron building, 6-inch concrete slab. So it's well above the 130 threshold.
Okay.
Yeah, Forrest, I'm very familiar with the property and the building. The lady that originally had it, she was going to use it for dog training, and she had the RV set up so people could bring in the RVs while she trained the dogs. But I don't think recession came, and I don't think it ever really took off. So I don't think it really operated a whole lot. I guess the biggest concern I have, and read your article in Effingham magazine. Really, really cool business.
Thank you.
You know what y'all do. And this was on back in 2003, I think, or 2002.
Yes,
Quite
sir.
a while ago.
Yes,
I
yes,
mean,
it
with
was.
with the zoning. Obviously, you can see it was set up. It was set up for this originally, but just the thing that concerns me is the fact that hey, we've got it in there to have 15 acres. It is 12. I know you've subdivided it, but it just concerns me if now folks can come up and say, hey, I want a 10-acre RV park. We allowed that somewhere else. So that's even not even getting into the storm shelter discussion. That just overall big picture, that's just what kind of concerns me.
Is there R4? Can R4 be a mobile home park?
Yes.
Many mobile homes, so he could possibly, if it's already zoned, put a mobile home park there.
Well, but mobile home park, you have to have, I believe, 20 acres.
Okay.
The way it is now. Is that correct?
Just
20 acres on mobile home park?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's just something, I don't know, I've thought about. I don't know if you can say, hey, well, this is technically different. You can obviously see the setup was always for this. I don't know.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
so the first amendment to this ordinance looks like it was in April of 2000. It has been amended a couple times since then, the latest being in 2010.
All right.
So it wasn't originally, as far as that amount of acreage?
I think that acreage has been the same, and I'm just going to double check that for you. Yes, sir. So even going back to the last amendment, which was in 2010, the acreage was still the same amount.
Okay.
Very good.
And looking at it, my guess is that either was there a variance approving this rezoning to R4 originally, or did they split off pieces of property from this master? Because how do you get to an R4 non-conforming, which it currently is right now? And so,
Yes, sir. So it does, there was, like a variance to get it to that. So it was a non-conforming R4.
so what
So
they're
that's how
trying
it
to
started to
do-
begin with. It was a variance
Yes.
from the very beginning.
Right. So there is a variance on this. Now, if they were going to not peel that piece off that's a frontage to 21, then it could still be developed as an RV park because it's zoned and it's got a variance for that purpose. Of course, they would have to include some sort of storm shelter on the site. So it does meet, if they didn't request to do that little peel off of the piece of land, it could be developed without any sort of zoning modifications as an RV park.
Okay.
I guess the question I would have is, are you reserving that for commercial in the future, or?
Yeah, just to give Commando, you know, the RV park, the way it's structured and goes around is all very wooded and secluded.
Can you come to the mic, please?
Yes, sir.
State your name.
Stephen Canner. The way it's set up now, when you go in, the RV park is very wooded and secluded, and that little half acre is actually kind of part of the Commando parking lot and footage there. It doesn't really, it's totally separated by trees from the rest of the park. So park doesn't need it or use it. It won't affect the park at all. And I don't think we really plan on doing much with it. It's just to be safe. And if we ever wanted to increase parking or accessibility or anything, that we have that as part of the business. That's really the main reason for it.
Would people access the RV park from 21?
It can be, if we're allowed to, we can do that and go through GDOT and then do that through 21, or it can be entered. There's actually two other entrances, one main one off of Arnsdorf Road, right off of 21, which I'm happy to develop, you know, and clean that up too and make that, either way. 21 would probably be a little bit more professional and easier, but either way is fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Guess for a positive note I could add, I've had an employee recently looking for a place to put a camper for a little while because she sold her home, and there was nowhere. There's a big need for this in our area. The Whispering Pines right around the corner from my house, and it's full to the brim all the time.
Before we even bought Commando, when we were looking at all the acreage, and it was, I think at that point it was 15 acres adjacent they had to be touching, which we would have again if we do this. But when Adrian and I met with, was that the board too, or a different board, or? We said, okay, when we met with them, we discussed everything. They also were highly excited and said, you know, please do this, don't wait and open it, because they also thought it was a pretty big need in the community for that.
There's just nowhere to go. We don't have enough.
So Tim, like you said before, basically they could possibly do this somewhat without having a modification.
That's right. I mean, just like a non-conforming lot would be able to get developed.
Okay.
They would just have to meet whatever the current standards are.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the current standards, because it's undeveloped yet, is that storm shelter. They still would have to do that if they didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
If you permitted this, this just essentially allows them to carve off that little kind of panhandle in the front, so it can be zone B3, and develop the rest of the property as its current zoning of R4.
Okay. And I think this is a little bit different, being that this has been developed for so long. So that is a little different detail on this request. I think if I was to support it, I would want there to be some type of condition on there that, at bare minimum, I guess Josh, our chief building official, would check out the, specs on the current building. If extremely bad weather was coming, they'd have access to shelter inside the building.
Sure.
And if we could do entry exit off of Highway 21, that would be great.
Yeah. I have no issues with any of that.
So there have to be full allowable ingress, egress between your business property.
Say that again, sir?
You would have, so basically no fencing or anything would separate your property, because you'd have to have open.
You would want it open, you would want no fencing between.
Well, you have to, for emergency reasons, it has to be accessible.
What if there was a fence with a gate that can be open? Is that, like an entry, just so, for aesthetic reasons? I really have no desire to have.
Defer to you or to, I guess Clint's not here. Clint, you here? For emergency ingress, egress, can you have a gate on something? Are you aware?
Josh Moody, building official. You can have a gate, it just can't be locked.
Okay, so just a gate for the sake of a gate. Got it.
Yeah, for aesthetic reasons.
I would just like it for aesthetic. I don't really want to have a rundown mobile home park or RV park with, if we do this, we want it upscale and nice and need to fit the rest of our operation and property.
And as far as the shelter's concerned,
It's in the middle of the night.
yeah,
How would they have access, like if something rolls in 2 o'clock in the morning?
The truth, I don't really have a good answer for that yet. I mean, that's something we would have to address if we do it this way, and if the other way is to put up another building for emergencies, it really wouldn't have to be all that large, because we're not.
I'm thinking you've got a running operation doing car restoration. You
Yes,
got
sir.
stuff,
We have
stuff.
Yeah.
It would almost be as if you'd have to quarantine an area off that would have to remain unobstructed.
At that point, it's
Yeah.
probably better off just to put up another building, that would suffice for that, which.
There's a little more to the ordinance as far as the structure. It only applies to hurricane season. So it's, you have time to plan for that, right? I mean,
Yes, but
it says such shelters may include but not be limited to clubhouses and recreation centers. But it says to
So
shelter
you
the
would
developments
rather
projected
just do
for
another
hurricane
structure?
Population.
Yeah, because, in all honesty, realistically, it'd be really tough to just empty out a portion of our building
Yeah.
to just have it, because we're pretty
Well,
full.
and, one thing I thought about is what was said previously. You've got a high-end business there, so I would assume whatever you do on that property, you're going to want to maintain it
Yes.
well.
Which is another the average car we have in the shop they're all six-figure cars. And I really don't want anything low freight or that type of element right next door
Yeah.
to that for my current client base and for us. So everything's got to be kind of reflective of the same thing. So the way I look at it is if y'all would want a small portion of our current building segregated off for just that emergency during hurricane season, it can't be that much square footage to where we couldn't pop up something, put another building up that's, a couple thousand square feet. We could probably even put a laundry facility or something in there, so that it kind of doubles as both. And then it's safety, and then we're covered all year long.
Okay, so we'll take out the, I guess the variance on the on-site storm shelter. You'll do something
Yeah.
as far as that goes? Okay. If no one else has any other comments, I'll make a motion. Oh,
You know me.
okay. All right.
I think you got a great business. I'm happy for you.
Thank
I really
you.
am. It's a great addition to Effingham County, and really, I like everything about the RV park except we're going against the ordinance, and you know, the 15 acres, you know, versus the 12, and I look at the hardship. Now I can come to my legitimate hardship variance that I messed up on earlier. But, you know, is it truly a hardship or an inconvenience? And so I guess that's what I have to look at. If we, once again, if we start having this precedent to say, well, we'll make allowances for this, then down the line, is it going to come back to haunt us? That just has to be my concern.
Which I understand, Ms.
Yeah.
Emily. I have a question for you.
Certainly.
On that thing. So before we bought anything, and we looked at this property, and we sat down with the other board or the planning, I'm sorry if I don't know the right term, the way this whole property was structured in multiple lots. The RV lot is still, and always was, only 13 acres, which it still is. But the way the variance read at that point, we met the 15 acres by having like ownership of the 2 acres that are up front, which is where my building is, and the acre on the other side of that. By me securing these 13 acres, technically that hasn't changed. I will still have 15 acres of the same ownership. The other 2 acres that we have now where Commando is, they ran a different business, and that was not really R4 there. It was just they satisfied it by being adjacent and touching, which I'm still same ownership, and I will still own 15 acres. So not, you know.
Well, I have to defer then to, you know, back to staff, because, you know, is the ordinance, you said that was only good until it was sold, right?
No. I mean,
Because I'm missing something.
yeah, so a non-conforming R4 parcel is what we have here, which has all the rights of an R4 parcel, except it just doesn't meet, for whatever reason, the requirement of the size of the parcel itself. So, going back to the property, that last property, very similar, right? They had a 2.5 acre AR5 property, and the minimum lot size is 5 acres. So it's very similar situations. So if they were to, you know, so you can do whatever you could normally do on an R4 property, on this property. It just just simply doesn't have the amount of land on it. So even if he were to sell, it still remains a non-conforming R4 property.
So I guess what I'm interested in is somebody comes up here now in the next couple of months and says, okay, I got 12 acres. I want to put an RV park on it.
We
So-
could rezoning. And
You have to
it would-
rezone
yeah,
it. Yeah.
you'd
Well,
have
I
to
mean,
add
what's
against
my
the acreage.
argument? Because they said, well, you just let this guy up here do it. Okay, so
But he already
that's
had
what
the
I
zoning.
want to.
That's the difference. He's
Yeah,
got
the
the zoning
difference
now.
is
We
it was
wouldn't-
already-
We wouldn't rezone a new
So it's
school.
already, so that would be the argument. I'm trying to figure out,
argument.
I have to defend things.
I understand.
You know, to understand why we did here and not here. So,
No, I'm with you on that, and that's what I've struggled with. Is it's always been laid out since the early 2000s for this. So at some point, I mean, it was granted it was going to happen, but I think this scenario is a little bit different. Is it already has the R4, and you know, technically you already. I mean, I know it's different ownership, but you technically have 15 acres.
I do. I will. I'm not planning on
give me
changing
something to
anything
defend.
else.
I gotta have something
Yeah.
to defend, so if it can be defensible, I can deal with it.
No, understood. Listen, understood.
I have one other comment, and I think it's reasonable. I just worry about the access on, is it Elbert Orangedorf? I don't know the condition. Is that a,
Well, that's why I was.
up to county standards, or it is a
21,
substandard?
right?
Would you consider that a substandard road?
Well, that's why I want to put a condition on there about Highway 21.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have, personally me, I wouldn't have a problem of utilizing a portion of Elbert Orangedorf if that portion of the road was brought up to standard.
Yeah, if
It
there's-
may be cheaper to do that than to put a DOT entrance in.
Yeah, it's possibly.
Just a thought.
An ingress or egress route or something, yeah.
I like to watch putting too much commercial traffic on substandard roads, just because they can't handle.
Anything that we have
Yeah.
planned or the way, we envision it is not a high traffic.
It's not,
thing,
but it
and
is
I don't want
RVs.
this- Yes, sir.
So.
Very good. Any further discussion? Jamie, you want to continue with your?
Yeah, okay. So we will keep the storm shelter in place. Applicant will get with our building official on that, make sure that's to code. I'll make a motion to approve the other request for the variance on the acreage to decrease it down from 15 acres to 12 acres with a condition that there will be ingress and egress from Highway 21. And I think now that's the only condition I'll have since we're going to do the storm shelter.
A motion? Do we have a
Second. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries.
So I guess as I added the condition, we'll have to do the second reading at next
Yes.
meeting.
I was gonna add a condition, could we look at the cars and get a free tour
ju-
of the cars? But I don't
Just a
know.
little bit. We'll get to you, Mr. Blakely.
Damon, can I ask a question?
You already asking, come on up.
I'm sorry.
We
I
got a-
travel 21 a lot. Will there be a turning lane to go into this place?
That's something that DOT will dictate on whether or not that needs to
So
happen or
y'all
not.
don't got nothing to do with that?
No, sir.
Sorry I interrupted.
But likely,
Thank you.
yes.
But
The
likely,
answer is probably
yes, there'll
yes.
probably be a decel lane put in. Okay, being, there was conditions put on this, we have to move this to the second reading to the next meeting, so. All righty. Where do we leave off? New business.
New business one, I think.
We didn't vote? We didn't vote? I think I did a second, but I don't know if we voted.
Oh, we didn't do the full vote.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did we vote? Yeah, we did.
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this again. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? Motion carries. All right.
I said out of something.
Do we have to come back for another?
Yes, ma'am. There'll be no discussion on that. It'll be a second reading, so should be good.
And it,
If you want to.
it'll be an old business at the next meeting, so that'll be in the 5 o'clock session.
We planning on changing that? I want to change some of that to be the 6 in case somebody wanted to be there.
We talked about it, but I don't know if we've,
We haven't officially
I don't
done
think
it
we've
yet.
officially implemented it yet.
Yeah, so,
Well, this one wouldn't be a big deal, but some of them.
yeah, we gotta sit down. We could probably do that in our workshop and get that word out. All righty. Moving back to new business. Item number 1. Consideration to approve an assemblage permit for Madrake Farms 14th Annual Pumpkin Patch located at 580 Ralph Ryan Road, map number 411, parcel number 24 in the 4th District.
Jennifer Rose, Planner 1. Maddox Farms is requesting approval of assemblage permit to host its 14th annual pumpkin patch. The event is scheduled to take place at 580 Ralph Ron Road, Saturday, September 27th, 2025, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The event will feature a variety of family-friendly activities, including a corn maze, a hay play area, a goat barn, food trucks, craft vendors, and additional entertainment. On-site parking will be provided on the grounds along with portable restrooms and hand cleaning stations. Deputies will be present to provide security and assist with traffic control as needed throughout the event. Staff has reviewed the application and recommends approval.
Thank you, ma'am. there's any discussion or if the applicant wanted to elaborate any more, they may come up.
I'm here. Do y'all have any questions?
Wish I'd have known that. I would ask you to get this one done before we went into planning board, so she had to sit here.
Sorry. All right.
We do this. This was every year. It's a great event in the
Yeah.
county. It's kind of a mainstay.
Very
It was
good.
contested a couple of times, I think, in the
Huh?
past. It was contested a couple of times.
Yeah, but that
It had
was a
been a long time ago.
That's
Melissa
resolved.
Reagan, I own Maddox Farms. It was contested, but we actually bought that property.
Oh, really? Good.
So we're up to 42 acres now.
Took your advice, Forrest.
The way you handle things.
Yeah.
Right.
Solve that problem.
That's one way to have
So
it.
problem solved. This is why the assemblage permit came up to begin with. No one even knew we needed one. And this might be the last time I see you guys because I will be making sure I get my conditional use agritourism permit. I had a senior this past year. I work at Gulfstream. It just wasn't a high priority.
So you're gonna keep doing it there, right?
Oh, yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
keep doing it. Brett tried to get me to sell it earlier, the property, but I told him I talked to him about 10, 15 years. So, but no, yeah, we're gonna keep doing it. We keep adding a little bit every year. We haven't had any traffic problems since COVID. We got real popular that year because it was one of the few things that you could do outside. But that's what we got the deputies for, so.
I'll say my brother lives adjacent to it and is I mean, he loves it. And he lives right there.
Never heard anything bad about it.
Very good.
The weather,
Well,
the
yeah,
insects, that's
yeah.
the worst thing I think people say about,
Well,
but,
it's a farm.
yeah, that's right. That's what I say.
Well, if we could control the weather, we'd be in much better shape.
That's right. We wouldn't be sitting here, would we?
Very good. Thank you, ma'am. I'll entertain a motion.
Make motion we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Item number 2, preliminary plat. Consideration to approve an application by Kern and Company LLC, Chad Zichrar, for a preliminary plat for the Brindley tract located on Blue Jay Road, map number 432, parcel number 45A in the 2nd District.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, at the December 3rd, 2024 Board of Commissioners meeting, the board approved the rezoning of map parcel 432-45 from AR1 to R5. This rezoning was specifically for 17.77 out of 64.48 acres. The total number of proposed lots for this development is 59, and these will be single-family residential. Effingham County will provide water and sewer. This development will provide 28% of open space. The required open space for R5 zoning is 15%. A secondary emergency access easement to Blue Jay Road will be provided and will be the construction access for this development as well. And there will be 3 on-lot parking spaces per unit. Staff has reviewed the application and recommends approval.
Thank you, ma'am. Any discussion?
Yeah, I'll say everything looked great. I even talked to the county engineer, complimented the engineering on this one. So I know we've got some concerns going forward with drainage and other things, but this one looks fine. So with that said, I'll make a motion we approve. I'm sorry.
You gotta learn to give me time.
No, I didn't expect you to say anything.
No, I have a couple things. Mainly because this second entrance business, I'm concerned about that. So Chad, can you give me some things, because I don't want to. I mean, we got Staffordshire's only got one. We got Shadowbrook's got one. There's probably a whole bunch more. And I know you say it's an emergency entrance, but you know, what kind of road are you talking about? Who's going to maintain it?
All right.
That type of thing.
Couple points clarification. So number one, Chelsea, you were correct. The minimum requirement is 15% for open space, but when we went through zoning, it was indicated we need to be at 20, and as you can tell, we're at 28. Secondly, on the emergency vehicle access, so this went through zoning in December 24. We secured the easement rights for that access in April of 2025. So now we actually have the easement going out. Addressing the installation and maintenance. So what we are doing on that entry is it will be a gravel access road that will go out to Blue Jay. and it will be utilized for construction purposes. And when I say that, we're going to utilize it to build the roads and utilities, the heavy equipment, everything will come in that way. And so the road will be fully compacted because it's going to be utilized for heavy equipment. And then we'll utilize it to bring the concrete trucks in and out when we're pouring pads, so they're not impacting Sinclair Way and the existing Blue Jay Commons. Upon completion of the build out inside the interior of the development, we have not addressed specifics, but it is our intent to basically put a Knox box gate on that lot, on the gate, so it can be utilized by emergency vehicles with a typical Knox box access. So it will be a gravel road. It will be well compacted because we'll be utilizing it for construction purposes, and we will utilize it and secure it with a gate. That is approved by the fire department with a Knox box for emergency vehicle access.
So in an emergency situation, the people couldn't get out until the fire department or the emergency people got there and opened that gate, right?
For getting out, so as far as getting out, if you, I don't know, from a fire standpoint, we're a long ways away. So there's plenty of room for them to get out of the development and get over to that other side. If we're talking about a tree fall down across the road or something like that, then we would be able to open up the gate for them to get in and out. We could do it with a remote access, so it was, egress only, but it's, they can be safe in regards to getting out of the development. From a fire or anything, because it's about I'd say it's about 1,500 foot roadway going out, so it's a pretty long roadway to get out of. But we want to, once everything's built out, we want to protect it and intend to keep everybody traveling on the paved road.
Like I said, I just, if something happened and everybody panicked trying to get out,
right?
That one road's gonna clog, that. It's just human nature. Everybody's wanna do. Did y'all do any kind of traffic study? How much is this gonna add to? Because that's a terrible area for traffic.
We went through the analysis, and I don't recall the trip generation, but we have 59 lots and everything's utilizing the existing access point. Based upon that, we did not go through and do a traffic study. I think there were some improvements been done on Blue Jay, and I think there's some plan in the future. But no, we were not required or did not go through and do a traffic study for this preliminary plat submittal.
Because that's just a terrible area, that whole area. Okay, thank you.
What's the threshold on number of homes for another fire exit, or another emergency?
It's changed a little bit. I think it's like 100 now.
120, I believe.
120. So with that other development, it's probably surpassed it, didn't it?
Correct, yes. And so it was required, yes.
Okay.
Do you guys have any intent to mess with the Kessler property below at some point in time, or?
We do not at this time.
Gotcha. Copy that. Any further questions? If there are none, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion and we approve alternative one.
Second.
Have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries.
I
Yes, sir.
apologize, Ms. Beth, I'll pause.
I'm just gonna say Beth first.
I'm gonna have some questions more than likely.
No, that's good, that's good.
All right.
Actually, I learned some stuff when you were asking questions, so it's okay.
Item number 3, consideration to approve the Coastal Regional Commission Area Agency on Aging Contract number 2026-08 for fiscal year 2026.
Yes, I'm here for Mark Barnes. This is the annual contract that we have with the CRC for senior meals, staff is recommending alternative 1. It just is it's a standard agreement that we always sign.
Very good. If no discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
No.
Yes.
Yes, I just want to make one comment, because I deliver those meals. They're getting less and less food in some of them.
Okay.
And so I'd like that to be addressed, please. Some days it's pretty good, but some days it's just like a dip,
Okay.
And a lot of these people, they eat it for lunch and supper. And I don't, even if we had to add to this contract, I'd be one to just say if we need to add some more money so that they could increase the amount of food. I think it's a little bit out of our budget to do something like that.
Well, I mean, we of course prepare them locally so that we
Yeah.
can, I can find out how that's performed, and if we had to augment, how would we do it? Or I can also find out, if in fact, there's been a recent change which, made the mealers smaller. I think we were moving away from the tinfoil plate because of
They did,
microwaves.
it's a nice thing, but they're only, I'm telling you, they're that big,
Okay.
okay? However big that is. And like I said, some days, you know, it's not bad, but then some days I look and I go. They also
No,
haven't been getting as much fresh fruit lately either. They get a lot of canned stuff, so I'll be glad to talk to you
Yeah,
about it, but.
I'll do some
I'd
research,
like
get back to you, yeah.
I think that's a little bit of money that would go a long way with a good many people. They do a lot of those meals.
Good. All right. If no further discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to do this contract.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Unopposed, motion carries. Item number 4, consideration to approve resolution number 025-030 to amend the fiscal year 2026 budget.
Yes, so mostly this is addressing some of the things that were approved that came in a little higher, but were approved by the board. But there was one thing that we realized was an oversight in the budget, and that is we created an engineering department. We originally had a whole bunch of departments under the county manager's department. We separated them out, and we realized we didn't carry over the budget for advertising, which is a requirement for certain projects. Other than that, you all approved recently the amendment on security upgrades, and then there was a small price difference on a Motorola contract. But those are the 3 changes. Staff recommends alternative 1.
Good, thank you. If no discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve unless Commissioner Helmy needs to speak.
No, good on this one. Thank you. I appreciate that, though. Thinking of me.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Item number 5, consideration to approve beverage agreement with Coca-Cola Bottling Company, United East LLC, Savannah Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Gotta say that 3 times fast. For Effingham County Parks and Recreation.
Yes, sir. Parks and Recs has historically had vending and sponsorship agreements for beverages at our facilities. Coca-Cola Bottling Company, United, has presented a revised agreement just to renew it. I think it was over 10 years old, so we needed to look at it. But their revised agreement for exclusive beverage and vending rights, the county attorney and I have reviewed and negotiated terms to protect the county's interest. Such negotiations included decreasing the term to a 1-year initial term with auto renewals that we can terminate at any time with 60 days' notice. Also, Coca-Cola gets exclusive beverage and vending rights, but we made an exception for Kona Ice. And I think that's pretty much it. So staff
Other
recommends
similar
alternative.
vendors, right? Not just Kona Ice, right? Wouldn't it apply
Well,
to?
we have to just notify them for other ones, but it's just exclusive for Coca-Cola, you know, if there's other, I tried to think of anything.
Yeah, yeah.
But if vendors, I mean, it would be few and far between that would
Yeah, that's
probably.
right.
And there's a few things that I do want to address when we renew this in May. But there, I just didn't feel that it was, it's going to be in any way interfere with the contract within the next 8 months. One of them is, you know, it does have, you know, unattended vending services for outside beverages, but they don't offer any in any of the facilities. So if they're not going to offer them, then that needs to be removed from there as well. Snacks and so on and so forth. And so, but it's not a rush right now, and so we could address it at renewal.
Okay. And they're providing the equipment, I see, so I'm assuming they'll be maintaining the equipment as well?
We will.
Very good. All right. Ms. Beth, anything?
No, sir, thank you.
All right, I'll entertain a motion.
You like Coca-Cola?
I do like Coca-Cola.
Well, I thought you might throw Pepsi out at us.
Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Uh,
None opposed, motion carries. Item number 6, consideration to approve a contract with Coleman Company Incorporated for engineering design, permitting, and construction phase services related to Marlow Water and Sewer Design Project.
Yes, sir. The Marlow Water and Sewer Project will extend service to the Heinley Tract with a new lift station, force main, and groundwater well. Coleman Company was selected under our existing engineering contract to provide design, permitting, and construction support. So staff recommends alternative 1.
Okay. Is this one C-Mark, Tim, or is this?
No, this is with the
IDC.
The IDC contract.
Okay, gotcha.
Coleman was one of the ones accepted there. In actuality, it doesn't take it all the way to the site. This is really to provide a sewer stem, essentially up Midland to Marlow, and they would take it from there. But it would extend services for that distance.
Any idea on payback, as far as getting it there, the return on providing those services?
Oh, yeah, and so, I mean, we looked at the cost recoveries for the one neighborhood itself would suffice, but we anticipate growth in that corridor. And since that corridor is far away from 21, where the traffic is, it's it seems like a logical way to simply to have growth in the sewer growth in the county.
Thank you. Ms. Beth?
I'm good. I do know that if you're gonna do this, we're gonna definitely have to have a whole bunch of discussion about the traffic. Because that's gonna come with it, you know that.
I know there's
Already
a traffic
is,
light
too.
coming temporarily, and isn't there a traffic light coming
Where?
80 in Sand Hill?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if they formally approved it yet, but they did the study, and I can't imagine it not getting approved.
Yeah,
Jonathan, you're
that
nodding
was
your head.
part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I thought
Jonathan
there was-
confirmed that they are doing it
in the
while
future?
they're designing the roundabout.
Did I hear you correctly? Did you say this is going to be involved with the Heinley tract?
Yes.
It will get, right now, we are currently extending sewer to 17 in Blue Jay. This will go off of that line. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This will go from low ground to Midland and then across Marlow. And so that'll get close to Heinley, but they would have to take it the rest of the way. But one conversation I also had with the city of Guyton was this gets us much closer to potentially serving their needs if need be, based on EPD decisions.
Very good. If no further discussion, I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion, we approve alternative 1.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Item number 7, consideration to approve a contract with Goodwin Mills and Kaywood LLC for engineering evaluation, design, permitting, and construction phase services for the rehabilitation of Park West Pump Station.
Yes, sir. The Park West Pump Station is a major regional lift station, is currently running in bypass mode due to pump failure. The full rehabilitation is needed, and Goodwin Mills and Kaywood GMC has proposed a 2-phase contract covering evaluation, design, permitting, and construction support. So staff recommends alternative 1.
Cost on that yet?
Let's see. Contract $286,000.
86.
Okay, and that's just for design.
Yes.
And that's just going to restore what we had.
Oh, no, it's under, the current lift station is undersized for what we have right now, is that correct? Can you,
Yeah, if one of you guys,
It's close to capacity.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
is, and you've got Midland Sands, you got Brunson Station, that are all coming online in the future, so.
so we're building for future capacity.
Gotcha.
Perfect.
and we actually just recently purchased the land for that expansion as well in the previous meeting.
Very good, thank you. Any questions from the board?
Make a motion to approve alternative one.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Item 8, consideration to approve amendment number 2 to the food service agreement with Summit Food Service LLC for inmate and senior meal services, extending the agreement by 1 year and implementing a CPI-based pricing adjustment.
Yes, sir. The county has a food service agreement with Summit Food Service for inmate and senior meal programs. This amendment represents the second renewal, extending the contract through August the 31st, 2026, and applying a 5% CPI-based price adjustment. Staff recommends alternative one.
And I will apply the same questions.
Yes, thank you. Beat me to it.
Yeah, thank you. If no further questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve alternative 1.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Thank you.
None opposed, motion carries. Item number 9, consideration to approve a contract award to Legacy Water Group LLC under RFP number 25, CMAR RFP 093 for pre-construction services for the Effingham Regional Water Supply Facilities Phase 1 project.
Good evening, Trey Wilkins, Project Manager for Capital Projects. As described, this is the next step in our process for our water treatment project. Just one point of clarification, with approving this amount of money for Legacy Water Group, we're actually selecting them as our CMAR contractor as well. Kind of goes without being said that, and the way this project will work is they're approved for their pre-construction services. And then there are clauses in this contract that we can make a decision then whether we want to continue with them through construction, or we can then bid the project out and then select a different contractor. But again, the wording was kind of funny, so I just wanted to clarify that. We did competitively bid this. We had 5 contractors that submitted on our original advertisement. We deemed all 5 to be qualified contractors. So we went to a next step of asking them to come in for interviews. They actually submitted some budget numbers and a schedule, and we evaluated those 5 based on that criteria. And Legacy was overwhelmingly the favored contractor.
Very good. Thank you, Trey. Any discussion from the board?
I looked at all the results. Looks like they scored very well and all good information. With that being said, I'll make a motion to approve alternative 1.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Item number 10, change order. Consideration to approve change order number 1 to the T-Splosh 2025 Maintenance Resurfacing Project, District 3, 4, and 5, awarded to McClendon Enterprises, Inc., for the addition of a Corinth Church Road test section, including milling, paving, and shoulder building.
Yep, Jonathan Holm, County Engineer for Effingham. This change order includes repairs to a certain portion of Corinth Church Road, mainly the water crossing area. It's the worst section on Corinth Church Road. So these repairs would mainly look to repair that portion of the roadway, and then we would also be building shoulders to the road that aren't currently there It'd be about a 3-foot shoulder and then a tie down to existing grade. A lot of the dirt is going to be used from our current stockpile pit, so we are saving money there by using our own dirt. So they'll just be hauling and constructing the the shoulders and tie-in from there. So without any further questions, staff's recommending alternative 1.
I have to ask, why the change order?
This road was previously resurfaced and selected for FDR, and the road's starting to not perform as well as we would like, so we need to get this repair done. This road was not originally in this contract, so this is something that has come up outside of this contract, but we have a...
That's what I wanted you to clarify. If it was not a part of the original contract, it's an addendum to.
That's right. This is a scope change.
Gotcha.
This is not
And
something...
the reason we're doing this rather than rebidding it is that we've got a mobilized contractor out there already.
in that vicinity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the cheapest.
It looks like this is a heavy earthwork project more than any, I mean, it's like 89% of the cost is building the shoulders.
Yeah, and it'll help
Really.
stabilize the road and the structure that's there.
Just
today.
wanted the public to make sure they were aware that we didn't do this under an engineer and then came back and was like, oops, we missed something. So that's all.
Oh, no, yeah.
Correct.
No.
Perfect.
How long of a stretch are they doing?
It's about, I have to go back and look at my notes, but,
3.89 linear miles, is that?
well, that's the total length, but I believe it is closer to a quarter mile of where the asphalt is at. It's from, I'm missing the name of the road. if I
Sam
have-
Smart Road.
Yep, from that location to maybe just 300 or 400 feet beyond the culvert pipes right there at that water crossing is.
But you see what numbers are coming in, so this doesn't throw up any flag, I mean, it's. okay.
No, it's in line with their contract price, which was competitively bid previously, so, I mean, we're getting a good deal on it. At least the, asphalt portion, and then the dirt portion is pretty reasonable as well.
Very good. Thanks for the clarification, Jonathan.
Yes, sir.
Any further discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the change order.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Item number 11, consideration to approve change order number 1 to the T-Splosh 2025 Maintenance Resurfacing Project District 3, awarded to Reeves Construction Company.
Yeah, so this here is, again, similar but different to the last item. This one is just additional scope. It's not something that we missed in, the original contract, so this is a new road. Consideration is to resurface and repair, and then also to do stormwater improvements as well for all the pipe crossings here. So with, the amount of phone calls and, complaints, the reason why this road
Well,
is.
This is, to be fair, this was a swap, right? And this
Yeah.
was a little bit more expensive. One road was removed from the T-Splosh list. This road was added to the T-Splosh list. But one of the things that we were going to determine, and we can go back on this, is the budget implications of it. And I thought we were going to table this to the next meeting. So
Yeah, sorry I wasn't here in time, I guess, to get that, but.
Well, I can make a motion, to table it.
just to the next meeting, we should have the budget
Yeah,
implications by
and,
then.
and this road is Green Morgan School Road in District 3, and definitely after the last snowstorm, it's an older
It's pretty rad.
ash road, and it is, there's parts of the road that's actually just gone. And as previously, there's a lot more to the story on Corinth Church Road, but this road is in definitely need of repair. And as Tim said, we just got to figure out at what level to the budget we can handle. And we've already got contractors mobilized in the north end. So there's definitely some cost savings if we go ahead and do something. We may not be able to do all of it, but there's definitely a portion that definitely needs to be, have some attention to.
And we'll be removing a road, Pitts Road, right? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be removing a road from the list and replacing it with this road, which I think is, which cover at least most of the costs, depending on where we determine the start and the end point is.
And we're removing the road at the owner's request for property owners, or is there
Well, we're going to do the chip seal resurfacing on Pitts, but we're not going to do the asphalt
Right, and we
section.
do the chip seal in-house.
Yeah. So.
Gotcha.
But with that being said, I mean, I'll make a motion to table this item to the next meeting.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Unopposed, motion carries. All right. Item number 12, reports from commissioners and administrative staff. Tim?
Yeah, I do want to give a quick update on some areas of concern with regards to flooding, just so folks know where we stand, that we haven't forgotten the issues. And if I can start on Staffordshire, we hope to get that contract written up hopefully this week. And then since that work will be done in-house with EOM, once we close on that easement, it'll be started. The next one up, I know there were some complaints about Westwood Heights. That is already, the improvements are already under construction. They will get completed by the end of the year. We are reviewing the hydrology plan with the engineer, with the engineer for the GDOT project on Effingham Parkway, particularly at the intersection of Forest Haven, just to make sure that the hydrology is adequate on that project. And then the last we had. And then Jonathan just got back from a meeting with the developers in Covered Bridge. They gave us a tentative schedule that they hope to complete design of the fix within about a month and a half. And they anticipate that the construction will take about 9 months to complete. Because there's multiple locations, they're going to be doing it in phases, piece by piece. But they have a plan that Jonathan agrees with that really meets kind of the some of the requests that I had when I met with them. So that should be starting. The design should be underway on that, and I think those are the areas cover the main areas of the flooding concerns. There was a question with regards to Waterford Apartments and the fencing. We did issue a stop work order for them last week because they had gone past the deadline. They informed us, they apologized to us. The issue was delivery of the fencing because it was a little bit more of a high-end fence or more architectural type fence that they ordered. They showed us that it had been ordered in a timely basis, so we lifted the stop work order and the fence was delivered today. Of course, they still have to get it, it's on site, they just got to get it installed.
Is this
that's
the
all I
same
have.
property we had the buffer issue with?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
This is the Goshen
Yes, sir.
Road property. Good.
Yes.
Yes, this is on Goshen, I'm sorry.
Cool. Thank you, Tim.
You good? Forrest?
I'm glad you covered the covered bridge issue. I know a lot of us have been out there looking at that, and that definitely needs to be taken care of. The other small one, Lee Village over off Midland Road, I've had a request from the residents to install a slow children at play sign. They said he called it into EOM, but was told there was no such sign, but I've seen those out before. I don't know if you took the call or...
Yeah, I've seen
But
that.
anyway, we need a sign put up. There's a lot of young kids in that neighborhood now. Do we have anything like that?
Well, so I know the county, we've probably approved that in the past, but it's not a MUTCD, approved sign. Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, but anyway.
Why you got that message?
I don't have, or the county, I don't think we have an issue with that sign going up, but I mean, that'd be something that they would need to purchase, and.
No, I mean, we
County
can.
road.
Here's the issue. I mean, the issue is at some point we change our requirements that it must meet basically what's the Federal Highway Administration sign standards, which are the MUTCD standards.
Okay.
This particular one, I don't necessarily think we'd have a problem. One is they get a whole bunch of requests for different types of things that we
Don't know that it
we
was-
get on these, and so
Yes.
we'll look into how we can get this one done.
I know I've seen him up before, and he
Right.
said he'd seen him and he asked for it.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just not part of our current, standard, but.
We can work it out.
We'll work it out.
Thank you. That's it.
Very good. Commissioner Burdette?
Yeah, a few things, hopefully quick. A lot of complaints on Kinetic being these neighborhoods, off Goshen. Is there anything we can do? They're cutting water lines multiple times.
Yeah, and we actually heard this from you because it wasn't our water service.
Right.
And we didn't know that it was being cut off.
Community water.
I did not know. I gave the information to Jonathan. We're trying to reach out to because it's in our right of way still. And we will do an inspection out there to make sure that when it's done, it's completed. And there was also some complaints that it'll look. They have to leave it in the condition they found it. Other than they can get away with seeding it and waiting, but they can't make it look like a construction site. So we will. I talked to Jonathan about it. We'll make sure that as they wrap up, we do a site inspection.
Okay, great. Here's something I've seen for a few years now. The Goshen Road coming onto 21 used to be a yield sign, and there is a egress merge lane off of that. For some reason, a few years ago, it got changed to a stop sign, and it's backing up traffic on Goshen. So I'm curious as to why we changed that, or why the
We didn't.
GDOT.
GDOT
I
did.
figured GDOT did.
Yeah.
I've
Didn't
wondered
they-
the same thing.
Yeah.
If you got that lane.
Because you got the merge lane already
Yeah.
to go. Is there something, can we reach out to them, ask
Sure.
them why they did that? And it just made no sense to me to stop. It's a yield spot, but if we could look at that, that'd be great. Emergency issues, when we had the flooding the other night and all that happened. Do we have any mechanism where we can be alerted, where I don't have to see it on Facebook the next day to figure out what happened in my district? Doesn't come up very often, but it'd be nice to know when we have an emergency of that magnitude in my district. I went and drove the covered bridge, and I drove that spot on that Saturday, not unknowing that they had a massive issue the night before with horses and everything else. But I'd like to be at least in the know on something like that.
We can, we do have the countywide rave system, which is kind of a reverse 911 that you can sign up for. But what we can do is, and this is one of the after action items that we discussed last week, we can look for what we can do that's a little bit more granular, so we can report where the trouble areas are, because we tend to do it as a countywide basis, because we never know where the flooding is going to occur. We just know it's going to occur.
Right.
And so we've been bouncing around some ideas
Just
on
some kind
how
of commissioner
we can
alert, something.
Yeah, that's right. One thing we can do is try and work something out with the commissioner when we run into a problem. That in just a simple email can be sent out or a text.
That would, anything like that. would
But
be
the other
helpful.
thing is, be interesting just to figure out a way where we can report just in specific trouble spots of the county. So people aren't getting bombarded with, flood and lightning notifications that they begin to ignore them.
Right.
But it's one of
Instead of being all over
conversation
the
points.
entire
Yeah.
county. Yes, sir. Okay. I was talking with Jonathan today about this as well. If we could, when we are improving roads, I think we should take it upon ourselves to do those notifications, not rely on the vendor or the road people to do that. They typically don't do a good job. I'd rather us do that on our own, or do we do some of that? But I think the last couple of times we've asked the people doing it to notify them, or are we doing that?
Notifying who? We do notify
Homeowners.
anytime there's construction. We do a broadcast notification whenever we know that there's construction happening in a neighborhood.
Right.
Facebook, but specifically, as far as like a household, individual letters or something like that, we do leave that that sort of communication up to the vendor.
Do we have any
Rather
digital
us-
signage anywhere? Or?
I don't know, but it'd be nice to have something in layman terms. I was talking to Jonathan today about this, that we could physically send ourselves to say, okay, this is what the asphalt's gonna look like, because they just see the flags and they freak out. And, a great example is McCall. When we did McCall, I think you were just coming on board and I was a new commissioner. Everybody went crazy. But when we,
We're talking about right away.
Right away.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about
No,
repaving.
right away. I'm sorry. I should have been more clear.
Yes, and
But after the fact, they love it.
yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
oh, I didn't know it was going to be like this. And you don't, because you just see a flag 5 foot from your front door.
Surveying.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
so
it could be a
everybody gets
control
crazy.
point that really has no bearing.
Exactly.
But yeah.
I mean, they were literally.
See the flag, they think it's the road edge when it's just the right-of-way
That's-
edge,
that's-
which is
that's my
another
point. Yeah. Just did
20
a
feet.
Poor job
I got you.
explaining it.
Yeah, and that we've had that conversation on that issue on how we can better communicate with folks in advance. There was some, the ball was dropped on a couple instances where the surveyor got out before the notifications went out. And of course, that's been addressed in the incident. But to your point is, yeah, absolutely. Before those flags go out, there has to be some sort of notification.
Yeah, maybe take that in-house instead of depend on the way we know it's been done correctly and on time.
I was going to ask to clarify what road projects that you've answered is right away. We do send out letters for Goshen Road specifically. County staff, we send out letters to the properties themselves and also the owner listed on the tax ID. So, the county, staff is sending out notifications for surveying.
Sometimes it might be a rental, sometimes it might, or for some reason they don't get
Sure,
them.
which is why we want to send it to the owner and to the physical address.
Just probably send it wherever the tax bill goes.
That's right. That's
Send
why
it to
we
both.
Yeah.
we send it to both.
Whether
and-
that gets
but
to them or
to
not,
Tim's
right?
to Tim's point, we are working to communicate better and to also inform folks of the process of right-of-way acquisition and what to expect. That way, there's more education out there, just as far as the typical right-of-way. That way, they're not caught off guard, or
Right.
hopefully we can refer them to this website versus having to explain the process repeatedly.
Then they go on our website, they see all these lines, and it's right beside their door.
Right.
But it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to read them myself, so something in
I say a Dick
third
and-
grader
Dick and
layman
Jane-
terms.
Dick and Jane interpretation. of
Yeah,
what the flag
exactly. So
colors
there,
mean
I
or-
get phone call after phone call after phone call. But, and I can see their point. We can show them a little more love.
Sure.
Than what we've shown them in the past.
Yes, sir.
That's all I got. Thank you.
Great. Mr. Deloach?
Just want to say thanks to Josh, EOM, Public Works, Clint. Appreciate what y'all do, all our emergency personnel. Tim and Jonathan and I don't know, maybe Trey over the weekend. I know with all the water, I guess we basically had a tropical storm move through on that Friday night. With that being said, Tim, that email you sent out today, put things in perspective. What was it? We've had 18 inches of rain this month in August. Last August, we had 10 inches of rain, and that included Hurricane Helene. Debbie. And so it's just been an extraordinary amount of water that's come down and, definitely has shown some, some issues. And as you stated earlier, it sounds like we're trying to address those, to the best of our ability. But just, I know it was a lot going on. I know, was it fire rescued some horses? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they assisted.
Assisted,
in the
okay,
evaluation.
all right. So anyway, just want to say thank you to all of y'all. I know that was a lot of moving parts going on real quick. That's all I've got.
Mr. Helmy?
Yeah, and I'll ditto you. It was not a good weekend and a lot of services, and appreciate everything they did. I also agree with Roger about alerting us, if there's something going on major. Probably alert all of us, to be honest, because we get phone calls even when it's not our district.
Okay.
So it would sort of be nice if you go send out the email. It's easy to just send to everybody. Again, with some praise, because I trashed Platinum pretty good about McCall, and justifiably so, I feel. But they have certainly come back with a vengeance on that. I ride down it a good bit, and it's night and day.
Right.
So glad y'all jumped all over that with them. Thank you, Jonathan, and whoever else was involved. I know Tim probably, to hold them accountable, and good for Platinum for stepping up and doing a good job. I've not rode down Courthouse. I don't even know if they started on it yet, because they were supposed to do some stuff with that one too.
They haven't started yet. They're planning to move to that now that they've completed McCall.
Right.
So they'll be moving here shortly to that.
Well, good. Hopefully the same will be there. So that's pretty much it. So good for them for doing some good. No complaints at the moment. I just had them earlier, so got all that taken care of earlier.
The only thing I have, and it goes back to all the rain we've had, is mowing. I know we're doing everything we can, and I know the contractors doing everything they can, but it's just so wet. I try to keep people at bay and just ask them to please be patient.
Yeah, and we haven't mobilized our kind of, just our secondary 10-foot swipe yet. We're just waiting on, and we got the tractors, just waiting on an insurance issue. I spoke to the warden today. And so, but that'll help.
Yeah, that's what I'm hopeful.
Does, we'll only do, like I said, the first 10 feet, but it can get a lot done really quick.
That'll help. Most of them are cited as safety, not being able to see, so
That's
maybe
right.
that'll help that. But it's wet. That's all I got.
Yeah. Very good. Roger, I had yours down too. I've been referring everyone in Goshen Hills to Public Service Commission to make their complaints to them, to keep it formal. And maybe we need to look at that as well, because you'll get a call back if you do that through PSC. Mr. Loach, thank you for covering me in my absence. You did a great job. I watched the video, and everything is under control. And you stole my thunder on the 18 inches of rain. We've had a considerable amount, and but not that that's any excuse. We found some leaks in the dam that we need to address, and I'm sure we're going to work towards that to do that. So, other than that, that's all I have.
I do have a need for executive session on
My next
property
question. Thank you, sir. With that, I will entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Make a motion to go into executive session, discuss personnel, property, and pending litigation.
Second.
A motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Good. Well, I wasn't trying to throw you under the bus.
No, that's all right.
He said he talked to